Hey everybody, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra, here with my heterosexual life mate Neil. We are at the Widener Ranch at Active Self-Protection Training Headquarters Midwest, and today on our gear review, I want to talk to you about these Throom targets.
Big Tech's Ordnance is my go-to source for accessories for all your defensive and competition firearms. They have great holsters with accessories for concealment and ship fast at great prices. I'm a proud customer and recommend them without hesitation.
So actually it was kind of funny, Neil. We usually shoot on somebody else's range, right?
Yeah.
When we're doing video. And so I had one of our regular commenters say, hey John, how come you guys don't shoot more of the Throom targets? And I was like, man, usually it's because I'm at somebody else's range and hauling them has been a hard time, especially when I used to drive a Mustang. Now that I've got a pickup truck, it gets a little bit easier.
Yep.
And we now have this big, beautiful range here in South Dakota. That is Neil and his wife Stephanie's private range.
Right, private.
Which is amazing. And so we have these Throom targets that are set up out here. And I'm gonna show you a couple reasons I love them, all right? And I think that if you have private space, or even if you have a pickup truck, something like that, when you go to the range, you know, you get a bay to yourself, like a lot of people do at shooting clubs, outdoor clubs, those kinds of things. Man, I think these can be a really valuable addition. And a couple things. Number one, you can see we have the orange ones set up, and we've shot up those a good little bit because we've used them.
Yeah, this is what I shoot prior to all of this.
Yeah.
So I like the orange, I like these. These are actually not really old ones. They've been sitting on a shelf for a little bit, but each one of them's probably got 200-300 rounds through it.
And they'll go about 5,000 rounds before they have to be replaced. They don't get brittle, so they pass through. The neat thing, I know a lot of these look very much like a steel array, but of course it passes through. So number two thing that I really love is that you don't have the standoff distances, right? So when we're gonna shoot steel, we have to have 10 yards standoff for pistol, and a lot farther than that, we're really supposed to have 50 yards or more for rifle.
Right.
And so these though, I can shoot because the bullet passes through and goes into the berm. So I'm not worried about it, but I still get the indicator that I get that I had a hit. It's just a different indicator. That's my number three that I like, that it actually gives me a visual indicator that I've got a hit instead of an auditory indicator that I have a hit. And we're gonna talk about that on another video, but I think it's actually, from a training perspective for defensive marksmanship, a really good thing. So let's just shoot these guys a little bit. One of the things that I love about doing this with the Throom targets, they used to be called Newbold, so that's why you see the orange ones are say Newbold. We've had no reason to replace them. They're so dang durable, they just stay good forever. The targets, you know, we just screwed them onto some 2x4s. Took us a few minutes, really economical way instead of the heaviness of steel and all those things. Don't get me wrong, I like steel targets too. But let's run a couple of arrays and show you kind of what it's all about. So this is one of my favorite things to do. I'm gonna run Neil through it first. And that is one of the cool parts here of not having the standoff distances. We're at 3 yards. And yes, we have these, which are a 6-inch plate, right? So you have basically the equivalent of the pumps and pipes, you know, so you have a little bigger than that. I guess it's more about like an 8-inch circle is what that is. So you got a high center chest, right? Which is pretty cool. And so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set Neil up at 3 yards here, right in the middle. And here's what he's gonna have to do. He is gonna have to go farthest outside target and then transition farthest outside target. Then he's gonna come back and hit middle target, inside target, and then drop the dropper to call it a day. Kind of fun, let's try it. He's just shooting everything. You're just like, the heck with it. I'm just gonna shoot green ones, orange ones, whatever. Okay, so 9 shots total, 7.46.
Yeah, there was nothing to transition to back when I got to those, so it threw me off a minute.
So let's just do this time, let's do it the way that we had originally envisioned it. Orange, 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 orange.
Oh, we're not shooting green. All right.
Ooh, good golly, Miss Molly. 9 shots again, 7.04. And of course, his 7th shot, if you'd hit that 7th one, 5.3.
Yeah. So I'm not making excuses.
Getting dot bloom?
I'm getting a little dot bloom, and that threw me off on that one.
That's pretty interesting stuff, right?
Yep.
That's cool. All right, my turn. So again, the cool part of this to me, the lots of fun, is that we're at standoff distances. One of the things that I really like is that you can see is that the target moves. And so unlike steel, that you're getting an auditory sound, you get a visual indicator. And guess what? In a defensive gunfight, the indicator that things are doing what you want them to do is visual, not auditory. You won't often get the or at least recognize it. But you will get, they change shape or catch fire, right? Yep. So that's a big thing. Missed it. I missed my dot. That's why it took me forever on that one.
6 flat.
6 flat. I'll take a 6 flat. That's not too bad. So it's 7 shots, 6 seconds, including 6 target transitions. Not too shabby, right? Fairly, you know, again, this is just a fun thing. So again, I love the fact that you can see, even though these were swaying in the wind a little bit, you can tell they visually react when they get hit.
Yep.
And of course, the droppers here, you know, the poppers, they'll drop down. Great. You know, you can get a bunch of those. So if you have a private range, if you have a range that you get your own bay on, that you got a club or something like that that you're going out to, that you're setting up targets anyways, man, I really think these are super cool. And you're going to see a lot more of them here now that we have the Widener Ranch.
Right.